that they shot True Grit in Ridgeway. There was a truck in front of us and we were going through the green light and a car coming the other way turned in front of the truck.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when
Alright, so we stopped to explore the little town of Ridgeway and we found this free railroad and ranch museum that we're going to walk around and see. It just looked like a lot of fun. So that's what we're doing.
Wagon is from the movie True Grit, created for the movie from the 1968 movie, released in 1969, filmed in Ridgeway. True Grit, starring John Wayne, Glenn Campbell, Kim Darby, Robert Duvall, Dennis Hopper, Jeff Corey, John Fielder, John Duchette, and Jay Silverheels.
Wow.
You remember the jail?
Yeah.
Do you remember the jail wagon in the movie?
I didn't know that they shot True Grit in Ridgeway.
Yeah, the original True Grit.
Yeah, that's John Wayne. Look at this, this is a mud hut. This is about the guy that lived here. William and Enoch Shepard. Look at this old washer, babe.
That's a washing machine? No way.
Corn shucker.
Wow. Oh, it's a corn. Okay.
All right, we've stopped in the park. Luke and Lincoln are going for a bike ride, and we're still in Ridgeway. And something I found out is Ridgeway is actually where the original True Grit with John Wayne was filmed in the town. They have a place called True Grit Cafe, and so Kenya and I are actually headed over there to have maybe an appetizer and an iced tea before we go pick up the boys at the end of their bike ride on their trail. Luke and Lincoln just finished up their bike ride, and Kenya and I had fun at the True Grit Cafe. So we're back at camp. I'm getting ready to fix dinner, but Lincoln is taking out some of the favorite things that he likes to do in his pastime, which are RC cars. And the people from Besgar very nicely sent him a new RC car that they wanted him to try out, kind of talk about it a little bit, and give him his thoughts. It's the HP 161S. So Lincoln's gonna kind of do an unboxing and we're gonna check this out.
Welcome activation, very nice. So that's the user manual. Wow, that's a pretty good RC.
Okay.
I'd say, oh, that's nice. On the clips it has little pin tags, so you don't have to reach down maybe bend the plastic a little bit, just pull out the pin. So let's see what this thing looks like under the shell. Shell's a little bit tight, which is good. It has good suspension, that's for sure. Nice cooling fan. Let's see, this is where you put your battery. Let's see if I can get this out. Yep.
Do you know about how fast this thing can go?
I think it goes about 30 miles an hour. Oh, very nice. Alright, let's see. Yeah, that fits real nice in your hand. Oh, it has a wheelie bar. Oh, that's going to be helpful. So, one thing, if you see a wheelie bar on an RC, you know it has a whole ton of torque, and that would be why it's so heavy. Maybe I can attach the wheelie bar just on here, and I think I could just replace the bumper with this. Wheelie bar is for wheelies when it comes back, so when there's too much torque on the RC car, it comes back over.
So it protects the body.
Right.
Okay.
So
would you say that's a good thing to have on an RC car?
Very good thing. Oh, that's nice. I can change, so I can have off 70% or 100%, and what that does is it controls how fast I'm going or how much use of the battery I'll have.
So you're going to charge up the battery and then get going?
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. Alright, so I'm about to start this thing up. As you can see, we just attached the wheelie bar. It was pretty easy to attach. One thing that I did notice, the shocks are adjustable. Like, you can loosen it, make it higher. And then another thing I noticed is super convenient. I mean, a built-in LED light bar comes with the car. On my other RCs, I have to buy separate, but some of them it does come with it. But this is comparable to a Traxxas. Traxxas can sometimes be overpriced. This is basically a Traxxas, but not as expensive. This is a really good RC. So right now I'm just putting in the battery and plugging it in. One thing that I have learned is with LiPo batteries is first on, last off. And what that means is you always want your charger to come first, or not your charger, you always want your transmitter to come first on. So right here, I'm going to turn it to 70%. You can see the light flashing. And then here's a power button. Very nice. Alright. And let's see. Okay. It does have a cooling fan, which is very, very nice. That's another thing that's comparable with the Traxxas. However, what I'd recommend getting is a cooling fan cover, just in case, because that will avoid getting dirt in it, water, all that kind of stuff that you really don't want in your RC car. So another really nice thing that I just learned about this, like I said before, it has an LED light, but not just this LED light connected directly to the car, but it's connected to the transmitter just by clicking this function light or function button. It activates the light. It's a very quiet RC too, which is pretty nice because when I'm running one of my Traxxas cars, everyone can hear it. Let's try this out. This is a really, really good RC. I just flipped it probably twice. No scratches on the body. And another thing I just noticed, played it on the bottom. It has the same quality as a Traxxas, but it's a lot less expensive. So I highly recommend getting a Bezgar. If you want to buy one of these for yourself or even a gift, we have a link in the description below. And, well, once you get it, have some fun. And I also forgot one very important thing. If you click on the link below, you will get 10% off every car that Bezgar sells. So I highly recommend taking advantage of that. And like I said before, have fun with your car if you get one.
the day has come. We are all packed up, loaded, and ready to go back over and down the mountains. The reason why I say over is we're on the western slope, so we have to get over them and then go on our way through Denver. So it was such a fun week. We had a lot of fun. Can't wait to do it again next year. Yes, there's going to be a year 3 of this, I hope. So we are just in the car, headed back home, have about a 5-hour drive, but the great thing about this drive is the views are amazing. All right, Captain, you ready?
Yeah, it's been a great trip. It's been a lot of fun. But now got to focus in on this drive because we got to climb these big passes, and this camper is heavy. So it takes a lot of determination for this truck to get up this hill. But no, we just dumped all the tanks, so we're as light as we can be and ready to go.
What was your favorite part of the trip?
I really enjoyed the 4-wheeling thing. The bike ride that Lincoln and I did yesterday was so much fun. But just sitting around the campfire at night is always probably one of my favorite things. So it was a good time.
All right, you two. You've been living like feral children in the wilderness. Are you ready to go back to civilization?
No.
Okay, what was your favorite part of the trip?
I think UTVing, that was a lot of fun. Or that bike ride I did yesterday. I'm surprised Dad didn't say for his entertainment, me trying to do paddleboarding.
Oh, that was pretty funny.
I think my top 2 favorite activities were paddleboarding and UTVing, but honestly, like, my favorite thing of the whole trip is just hanging out with my friends. I've got the best friends in the whole world.
Aww. All right, till next time, right?
Next time.
All right, we've been on the road for just a little bit, but there is one place that we wanted to stop that we've heard a lot about since last year. And it's a little knife shop that is just outside of Montrose, Colorado. So the kids have really wanted to check this out since they heard about it last year. So we're stopping by there really quick with some friends, and then we're going to get on the road back home. Interesting start to our trip home right in Montrose as we were going through the town of Montrose. We were going through a light, it was green. There was a truck in front of us and we were going through the green light, and a car coming the other way turned in front of the truck. Not ours, but the truck that was in front of us, and they collided. Thank goodness Luke was able to get our truck stopped with the camper on the back. He had to slam on the brakes pretty hard, but he was able to get it stopped before colliding into the 2 that had already crashed into each other in front of us. I ended up calling 911. Luke immediately got out to help the 2 people that were in the accident. We ended up having to talk to the police and the EMTs for a little bit to let them know what we saw. And Luke was very sweet. He helped everybody out. The kids and I stayed in the car because we had traffic going on around us. But Luke, there was a dog in one of the cars. He took the dog out. He was holding the dog, so he was able to help them. So we had that problem in Montrose, and now we are at probably the hardest point in this drive to get over the Continental Divide. We actually have to go over Monarch Pass, and this is one of the more steeper passes that you have to go through just to get over the mountains. And we end up getting up to about, I think it's 12,000 feet of elevation that we are climbing up right now. It's a 7-mile climb. So it's kind of hard pulling this much of a trailer and with our truck, so we just kind of take it slow to make sure the transmission doesn't overheat. And once we get up to the summit of Monarch Pass, we will pull over for a little bit, make sure we cool down, and then we have to go down the other side, which is steep. have finally got down out of the mountains. We had a little bit of rain, and we have this beautiful view of the rainbow. We're headed past Denver, and we are about 22 minutes from home. So we are excited to get home. It's been a great drive, and we have beautiful views even though we're out of the mountains.